Peace, y'all, peace. Hey, y'all, hey, it's your girl, the Crystal Faye. And my love for understanding people is what led me to astrology. I've always wanted to know why people are the way they are, why we react differently, why we love differently, why we trigger each other, why we connect instantly with some people and clash with others. And when I discovered my birth chart, everything changed. And by exploring my birth chart, I gained deeper insight for self, my strengths, my struggles, my patterns, and I started seeing others more clearly too. I didn't just learn astrology, I learned how to read people. And that's what this course is about. So get your snacks, get your paper, get your pencil, and let's get into it. This is going to be like a go-to guide for astrology, beginner level. We'll cover zodiac signs, planets, and houses, okay? So you'll get a well-rounded cosmic understanding of who you are. But before we go further, I gotta ask you a question. Do you even believe in astrology? Because some people dismiss astrology as nonsense. Some say it's unscientific. Some even think it's just a way to put everybody in a box. But for me, child, the accuracy is undeniable. The more I study astrology, the more I see how interconnected we all are. How patterns repeat, how energy cycles, how we're more alike than we actually realize. So we're gonna get into the foundation. I'll see you guys in part 2. And this is part 2. What is a birth chart? A birth chart is a snapshot of the sky at the exact time and place you were born. It shows where the sun, moon, and planets were positioned at that very moment. And that cosmic imprint, that's you. Your birth chart is made up of 3 main components. The planets, which is what's happening. The planets represent different parts of your personality and life experience. So we have the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And each planet has a job. For example, Mars fights, Venus loves. Saturn limits and teaches, and Neptune dreams, okay? The planets show us the energy in motion. The signs are the flavor, okay? The personality, the style. The signs show us how it's happening. So we have 12 signs. We got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, and last but not least, Pisces. The signs show how the planets express itself. For example, Mars in Aries fights directly and boldly, but Mars in Taurus fights in a slower, more practical, stubborn way. Same planet, different style. You getting me? The houses show us where it's happening. There are 12 houses and they represent areas of our life. Like the 4th house, that's family and home. The 7th house, that's relationships. Now the 10th house, that's career and public image. Houses show where the energy plays out in your everyday life, whether it's home, relationships, or public image. So when we put it all together, the planet equals what, the sign equals how, and the houses are where. And that combination is what makes your chart completely unique. So in the next video, we're going to start breaking it down piece by piece so you can start reading your own chart with confidence. Because once you understand the blueprint, you'll never look at yourself or anyone else for that matter the same way again. See you in video 3. Welcome to part 3. Did you miss me? So, what are zodiac signs? Like, let's really talk about it. The word zodiac actually comes from the Greek phrase zodiakos kakios, which means circle of animals. The zodiac is a 360-degree celestial wheel, and it's divided into 12 equal segments, each one covering 30 degrees. As the sun moves through these 12 segments over the year, it activates a different zodiac sign. And that's how you get your sun sign. But let me say this clearly. Your sun sign is just the beginning. Each zodiac sign represents a different type of energy, like motivations, your emotions, personality traits, or behavioral patterns. They show us how energy moves. They show us how things happen. And in your birth chart, you don't have just one sign. You got a sign for the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and so on and so forth. So astrology isn't just I'm a Leo. It's literally an entire energetic blueprint. Now let's break down the structure. There are 12 zodiac signs and they're divided into 4 elements. Fire, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? And they're very passionate, action-oriented, driven, and inspirational. We got earth signs next, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Grounded, practical, and focused on stability. We got air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Intellectual, communicative, and just thought-based. And then we have water signs, okay? So that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Emotional, intuitive, and have super deep feelings. Each element contains 3 signs. So those signs share a mutual or similar core energy, but they express it differently. Oh, and we're not done. The 12 signs are also divided into 3 modalities, which describes how they use their energy. So we got cardinal, mixed, and mutable. Cardinal signs are the initiators. Fixed signs are the stabilizers. And the mutable signs are the adapters. But we're going to break all that down in a second. I'll see you in part 2, which will be in video 4. Okay, so this is more of zodiac signs explained. Welcome to video 4, Bookie. All right, y'all, so let's finish this properly. So you remember when I said signs are divided into modalities? So here's what this means. You got your pencil, right? Cardinal signs, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. These are the initiators. They start things, they spark the movement. Then we have the fixed signs, which is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And those signs are the stabilizers, okay? They maintain, they sustain, and they hold their ground, all right? And then we have the mutable signs, which is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, okay? These are the fixable signs, okay? The ones that will adapt, okay? They shift and adjust. Now let's go sign for sign, both the light and the shadow. Because over here, Bookie, we learn astrology the real way. So for Aries, we got the ram, the leader, assertive and energetic. But when it comes to their shadow side, okay, they don't apologize for their anger. Taurus, the bull, stable. They're patient and material focused. But when it comes to their shadow, they're very resistant to change. Gemini, the twins, the communicator, adaptable and social. But when it comes to their shadow, very impulsive without thinking. The Cancer, the crab, caring, intuitive, and protective, but overly sensitive and insecure. Leo, the lion, very charismatic, very confident, and generous, but prone to drama and just excess. Virgo, the virgin, analytical, reliable, and detail-oriented, but overly critical and perfectionistic. Libra, the scales, romantic, diplomatic, and clever, but cares too much about appearances. Scorpio, the scorpion bitch, brave, ambitious, and magnetic, but they can be a little jealous and secretive. Sagittarius, the archer, friendly, philosophical, and blunt, but they can be very stubborn and pursues what they want with brute force, like Capricorn, the goat, determined, honest, and hardworking, but will prioritize work over relationship. Aquarius, the water bearer, humanitarian, creative, independent, but get a little emotionally distant and stubborn. And lastly, we have Pisces, the fish, imaginative, compassionate, and intuitive, but very dismissive of others' feelings when overwhelmed. So let me give you a real life example. So I'm a Sagittarius. So that means I'm friendly, philosophical, and blunt. But I can also be stubborn and pursue what I want with force. Sagittarius is a fire sign, so I'm passionate and adventurous. And Sagittarius is also mutable, so which means I'm flexible, I adapt, I can shift when needed. And that's how astrology works. It's layers, it's structure, it's energy explained. But baby, we just getting started. I'll see you in video 5. All right, welcome to video 5. What's happening with the planets? All right, class, let's level up. So we talked about zodiac signs, which show us how energy moves. Now, let's talk about the planets. The planets in astrology show us what's happening in your life. If the signs are the style, then the planets is the actors. There are 10 major planetary placements, and each one rules a different part of you. Your identity, your emotions, love life, ambition, spirituality, and more. So let's break it down. The sun is who you identify as. Your ego, your willpower, your leadership style, how you project yourself into the world. The moon, your emotions, your moods, your instincts, your subconscious mind, your inner emotional world. Mercury, which is communication, intellect, and logic, how you think and how you learn. Venus is love, beauty, and harmony, romantic inclinations, the type of relationships you attract. Mars, action, energy, drive, how you fight, how you pursue what you want. Jupiter, expansion, luck, opportunity, wisdom, where you grow and think big. Saturn, it's all about structure, discipline, responsibility, your limits, your lessons, your karma. Uranus is rebellion, disruption, and that innovation, individuality, and sudden change. Neptune is all about individuality, creativity, and intuition. Dreams, inspirations, illusions. With Pluto, it's all about obsession, transformation, endings, rebirth. The parts of ourselves we don't easily share. Now, let me give you another real life example. So, my moon is in Aries. That means my emotional world operates like an Aries would. Aries moons are emotionally impulsive, passionate, and straightforward. They need freedom to express themselves. If they feel silence, rage. Aries moons crave independence and adventure. They feel first and think later. So again, the planets tell you what, the signs tell you how. The planets tell you what, like your emotions or moods. And the signs tell you how, like bold or stubborn. All right, in the next part, we're really going to get into what separates the beginner from a real student, okay? Welcome to video 6. This is all about the planets and their rulers. Okay, class, this is where we get real technical. Every zodiac sign has a ruling planet. The ruling planet is the planet that feels the most at home in that sign. This is where the planet can express itself freely. But planets don't feel comfortable everywhere. So there are 4 main conditions we look at. So we got the ruler, the detriment, the exaltation, and the fall. Okay, the ruler is where the planet feels at home. The detriment is the opposite sign. Here, the planet struggles to express itself naturally. Exaltation, the planet actually performs very well here. It's almost like home. And the fall, the most uncomfortable placement for that planet. So let's look at an example. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, right? So when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, it can expand, grow, and explore freely. But if Jupiter is in Gemini, its detriment, it's going to struggle. Gemini focus more on details, and Jupiter wants the bigger picture, the bigger picture's truth. So Jupiter has to work harder to explain itself when in Gemini. You get me? If Jupiter is in Cancer, its exaltation, it thrives emotionally and spiritually. But if Jupiter is in its fall, expansion feels limited, Growth feels structured. It's the least natural environment for Jupiter. Now I'm going to show you a full breakdown you should screenshot. When you start to understand the planets and their rulers, you no longer say things like, I'm just a Virgo. You know what I'm saying? Now you're saying things like, is that moon comfortable? Is it supported? Or is it struggling to express itself? And that's when astrology stops being surface level. Okay, I'll catch you right back here in video 7. Welcome to video 7. All right, class, we talked about signs and we talked about planets. Now let's get into the last major piece of the foundation, the houses. If the planets tell us what is happening and the signs tell us how it's happening, the houses tell us where it's happening. In astrology, there are 12 houses, just like there are 12 zodiac signs. Each house rules a specific area of your life. And this right here is what makes your chart personal. Because yes, two people can have the same moon sign, but if it's in a different house, it shows up completely different. So let's break down the houses. I'll show you that so you can screenshot that as well. So your first house is the ascendant sign, aka your rising sign. That's your sense of self, your physical appearance, how people first perceive you. This is your energy introduction, okay? Second house is the money, income, possessions, your values, not just material, but moral too. Third house is communication, sharing ideas, siblings, early education, how you speak and do day-to-day things, okay? Fourth house is home, family life, okay? Mother and father, your emotional foundation, even pets. The fifth house is your pleasure, creativity, self-expression, okay? Childhood, romance, your children, all right? Where you shine for fun, okay? And then we have the sixth house, which is the wealth, wellness, daily routines, okay? Work schedules, employment, how you manage responsibility. The seventh house is one-on-one bonds, marriage, business partnerships, all committed relationships. Eighth house, transformation, rebirth, death, psychologically, okay, psychologically, intimacy, shared resources, deep merging, like how you really feel, like how you really change. You feel what I'm saying, okay? Ninth house, travel, higher education, philosophy, philosophy, okay? Beliefs, luck, destiny, expansion of the mind, all right? 10th house, the midheaven, okay? Career, reputation, public image, your profession, okay? How the world sees your success. 11th house, friendships, social networks, aspirations, coins, like gains, community, all right? Dreams is what 12th house is for. 12th house, dreams, secrets, hidden emotions, and the subconscious mind, okay? The unseen realm. Okay, let me show you how this works in real life. So I have an Aries moon in the 10th house. So what does that mean? What we know is Aries moon equals emotionally impulsive, passionate, assertive. And remember, the 10th house represents career, public image, and reputation. So that means my emotions are directly tied to my ambition. My mood affects my success. It also means I take the lead in my work life. Does that make sense? I'm gonna give you another example. If someone has Leo in the 3rd house, Leo represents confident, expressive, and bold. 3rd house equals communication. So that means that person is a confident, expressive, dramatic communicator. You get me? They don't whisper, they project, okay? So that's how you read a chart. Planet equals what? Sign equals how, and houses equals where. When you understand houses, astrology stops being generic and it becomes more personal. And that's when it gets powerful. I'll see you in video 8. Okay, welcome to video 8. This is the full summary, okay? Astrology simplified. Okay, so let's simplify everything because astrology isn't complicated. It's layered, but it's logical. Here's the foundation in the simplest way possible. There are 3 main building blocks in astrology: planets, signs, and houses. And if you understand these 3 things, you can read a birth chart. Let's break it down one more time. The planets tell us what's happening. Your sun equals your identity. Your moon equals your emotions. Your Venus equals how you love. Your Mars equals how you take action. Planets are the actors. And the zodiac signs tell us how it's happening. Are you direct about your feelings? That's fire. Are you practical about love? That's earth. Are you logical? That's air. And are you emotional? That's water. Signs are the personality styles. The houses tell us where it's happening. Career, relationship, money, family, The houses are the life area. So astrology is really just this formula. Planet equals what? Sign equals how. Houses equals where. For example, Aries moon in the 10th house. Moon equals emotions. What? Aries equal bold and impulsive. How? 10th house equals career. Where? So emotions show up boldly in career. That's it. Astrology is not random, it's structured. It's a system. And once you understand the structure, you stop saying, I'm just a Sagittarius. You start saying, my Sagittarius sun is in the 9th house. My Aries moon is in the 10th. And my Gemini rising explains why I talk like this. And that's when it becomes self-awareness. And we just built the foundation. Next, we start reading charts for real. So that was your crystal clear breakdown with the Crystal Fairy. Take your notes, review your chart, and I'll see you next class.